Nothing in excess, just three simple words. Yet, these three words have reverberated through the corridors of history, inscribed on the sacred walls of the ancient temples at Delphi, whispered by the greatest philosophers and sages of old. They weren't mere suggestions or casual musings. No, they served as a profound cautionary tale, a stark warning etched in stone for all who sought wisdom. A universal truth, so potent, so unyielding, that those who dared to disregard it often plummeted into chaos, downfall, and regret. Pause for a moment and survey the world we inhabit today, a realm that glorifies indulgence and overabundance at every turn. We idolize the pursuit of more wealth accumulating in bank accounts, more accolades to bolster our egos, more authority to wield over others, more fleeting pleasures to chase, more lavish feasts to devour, more digital distractions to numb our senses. But let's confront the uncomfortable reality. Has this relentless quest for excess truly fortified us? Has it elevated our spirits to new heights of joy? Has it sharpened our intellects and deepened our insights? Or, in a cruel twist, has it ensnared us, turning us into unwitting captives of our own cravings? In this message, we delve back into the wellspring of ancient insight. We rediscover why moderation isn't a sign of frailty or timidity. Far from it. It's the cornerstone of unparalleled strength, the hidden engine of enduring achievement, and the pathway to authentic fulfillment. For the individual who imposes no boundaries upon themselves ultimately forfeits their liberty. Without limits, we drift aimlessly, bound by the very excesses we once embraced. The ancient Greeks possessed a keen understanding of human nature that our fast-paced, consumer-driven society has largely erased from memory. They witnessed firsthand how unchecked appetites led to the demise of even the mightiest. Kings toppled by their insatiable greed, hoarding treasures that could never fill the void within. Warriors undone by impulsive hubris, charging into battles without strategy, only to meet premature ends. Intellectuals swallowed by their arrogance, alienating allies and isolating themselves in towers of self-importance. The Greeks discerned a pattern. The one who feasts without restraint weakens their body and dulls their vitality. The one who imbibes endlessly clouds their judgment and erodes their resolve. The one who covets without end wanders in perpetual discontent, forever grasping at illusions of satisfaction. Excess dangles the allure of dominance and invincibility before us, like a siren song promising boundless rewards. But beneath its seductive veneer lies a trap, one that gradually tightens its grip, transforming the pursuer into the pursued, the master into the servant. This is why those timeless words were immortalized in marble. Nothing in excess. For authentic power doesn't reside in amassing endless quantities. It thrives in the discipline of discernment, in mastering the art of restraint and knowing precisely when enough is truly enough. Now, cast your gaze upon our contemporary landscape, an epoch defined by overindulgence in every facet. We toil ceaselessly in offices and on screens, climbing corporate ladders that seem to stretch infinitely upward, yet our souls remain unquenched, our achievements feeling hollow. We devour streams of media, binge-watching series, scrolling through feeds, absorbing news cycles, only to emerge more isolated and void than before. We accumulate fortunes, gadgets, and status symbols, convinced they'll deliver security, but we never quite feel affluent or at peace. Paradoxically, in an age of unprecedented abundance, we find ourselves adrift, possessing everything material, yet lacking the essence of a meaningful existence. Why? Because excess masquerades as empowerment. But in truth, it's a form of bondage that saps our energy and clouds our vision. Take a moment for introspection. Do you command your impulses, or have they commandeered you? Do you shape your routines with intention, or have they morphed into compulsive dependencies that dictate your days? Are you the architect of your destiny, steering with purpose, or are you being devoured by the very life you've constructed? This is the peril the Greeks so astutely forewarned against. An individual devoid of self-restraint is bereft of true autonomy, and without that foundational freedom, what remains of power? It's illusory, fleeting, and ultimately self-destructive. Consider the archetype of the warrior, one who drills relentlessly, pushing their limits without pause, inevitably shatters under the strain. Muscles torn, spirit fractured. Conversely, the one who neglects training altogether succumbs to weakness, unprepared for the fray. Who emerges victorious? Not the reckless fool who barrels forward until collapse, but the sagacious soul who embraces equilibrium, harmonizing exertion with recovery. Even the mightiest heroes require respite to replenish. The most valiant commanders know when to withdraw and regroup. Indeed, the deities of Mount Olympus themselves recognized that unbridled turmoil invites catastrophe. Power unchecked becomes a double-edged sword, wounding its wielder as surely as the foe. So, I urge you to reflect honestly. In which domains of your life are you overextending, straining beyond sustainable bounds? Where are you extracting more than you replenish, depleting resources, be they physical, emotional, or mental? Where has equilibrium slipped away, leaving you vulnerable to imbalance? Identifying these fissures is the first stride toward reclamation. But how do we translate this venerable philosophy into tangible practice? How can we infuse our daily existence with the principle of nothing in excess to cultivate resilience, acuity, and authority? Allow me to outline 5 pivotal spheres where moderation can revolutionize your trajectory, drawing from the wells of ancient lore while adapting to modern realities. First, work and ambition. Harnessing the vitality of renewal. Diligence is indispensable for progress, yet unchecked toil invites burnout, that insidious thief of productivity and joy. Icons of intellect like Socrates, who pondered deeply but balanced discourse with contemplation. Leonardo da Vinci, who innovated across disciplines yet allowed his mind to wander. And Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic emperor, who governed an empire while prioritizing inner equilibrium. All exemplified this. Downtime isn't indolence. It's a strategic arsenal for the enlightened. Labor with fervor, but safeguard your well-being. Schedule deliberate pauses, nurture hobbies, and honor sleep. In this rhythm, you'll discover sustained momentum, not sporadic bursts followed by crashes. Second, pleasure and discipline, forging the armor of restraint. Life's delights, food, drink, leisure, are gifts to savor, but when they dominate, they erode liberty. The self-mastered individual revels without surrender, maintaining sovereignty over urges. Indulge in a fine meal, but halt before gluttony. Partake in libations, but preserve clarity. Pursue joys, yet remain the captain of your ship. This discipline liberates you from the chains of addiction, granting the freedom to choose rather than be compelled. Third, love and relationships, cultivating the harmony of autonomy. Form bonds with depth and passion, but beware of entanglement that suffocates individuality. True affection isn't possessive obsession. It's a symphony where each note retains its distinct tone. A robust partnership empowers growth, not dependency. Cherish your connections, family, friends, romance, but anchor yourself in self-identity. This balance fosters resilient ties that withstand trials rather than fragile ones prone to fracture. Fourth, wealth and materialism, embracing the sufficiency of enough. The chase for riches can be invigorating, but hoarding breeds anxiety and emptiness. The Greeks cautioned against avarice, observing how it corrupted souls. Accumulate wisely, invest in experiences over excess possessions, and define prosperity not by quantity but by quality. Generosity and gratitude amplify what you have, turning modest means into abundant living. Remember, true affluence is contentment, not ceaseless acquisition. Fifth, growth and patience, nurturing the seeds of endurance. In our instant gratification culture, we crave rapid ascents, but mastery demands gestation. The Greeks erected monumental temples over generations, layer by layer. The Romans forged vast empires through persistent, measured expansion. Rush nothing of value, skills, relationships, legacies. Cultivate patience as a virtue. Set incremental goals, celebrate small victories, and trust the process. In time, compounded efforts yield exponential rewards, far surpassing hasty shortcuts. Nothing in excess. This isn't quaint counsel from antiquity. It's the blueprint for self-mastery, the gateway to unassailable power, the foundation of unshakable happiness, and the essence of profound freedom. For the person who governs their inner world with poise cannot be swayed or subjugated by external forces. Today, scrutinize your existence with unflinching eyes. Pinpoint the imbalances that erode your foundation. Reclaim the reins where they've slipped. This is your moment to recalibrate, to wield the ancient secret as your shield and sword. Because genuine strength isn't forged in the fires of overabundance. It's tempered in the wisdom of knowing precisely when to cease, to breathe, to thrive in measured grace.
If you felt inspired by our journey through the Hellenic horizons, give a thumbs up, subscribe, and share your thoughts below.